Welcome, Llamaste fam, and thank you so much for joining us for this 7-day yoga and wellness challenge hosted by me, Gabriela. As a certified health coach, I know that wellness is so much more than just the physical activities in our daily lives. It's also the food that we put into our bodies that can be used as medicine. So in these 7 days, I will take you through a series of different yoga flows, as well as different cleanses, detoxes, herbal supplements, or even mono fasts that we can do from time to just help rejuvenate, cleanse the body, and boost immunity for our overall health and wellness. So today we'll get started. We are going to begin the week with a nice heart-opening flow, just so that we can really keep our hearts, our minds, and our bodies open to this challenge and receiving new information, maybe moving in a new way, and maybe trying new foods that we've never tried before. So we'll get started in a comfortable seat, gently placing the palms on top of the thighs for some grounding energy. Pressing the shoulders down towards the mat to release any tension in the upper body. Bringing the chin in towards the chest to lengthen through the back of the neck, stacking the spine, pressing the tailbone down towards the earth and reaching through the crown of the head. Let's take a collective round of breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth, sigh it out, and let go of what is no longer serving you with that breath. We'll straight away begin our Ujjayi breathing with a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Keep that Ujjayi breath going, and I invite you to set an intention for yourself today. Maybe it's an intention that you will carry throughout these next 7 days of this challenge. Maybe it's something that you've been working towards for some time now, and you've finally gotten the chance, the moment to really, really bring that into your life and make it a reality. Or maybe it's a mantra that you always seem to find yourself going back to. Once you've solidified that intention with the breath, slowly open the eyes, come back to the room, and we'll get started with a child's pose at the back of the mat. Bringing the knees as wide as the mat, sitting back onto the heels, letting the belly, the shoulders, and the elbows rest down, drop down heavy, maybe pressing the forearms into the mat, stretching all 10 fingers out wide. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. One more deep inhale. Let the breath vibrate off of the mat and back into the body. On the next breath in, let's rise up to our tabletop position. We're gonna press the palms right underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, keeping the spine nice and straight. We'll tuck the toes to start, and as you inhale, drop the belly, press shoulders back, lifting up through the sternum, lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing tops of feet into the mat, pulling the navel towards the back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, rounding down. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Nice deep inhale. Round it out with the exhale. Last time, the deepest breath so far of class. Exhale. From here, start to walk the palms towards the top of the mat, leaving the knees where they are at hips width distance. We're gonna drop the belly and drop the chest to come into our puppy pose. If you need to, you can take a block, placing it under the chin for support. And we'll take 3 full cycles of breath here in our puppy pose, really opening up through the heart. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. As you exhale, pressing up onto the forearms, we're going to transfer the weight forward, coming fully down onto the belly, making sure that tops of feet are pressing down into the mat, pressing into the forearms, making sure that the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, lifting the chest up, pressing shoulders back, coming into our Sphinx pose, really stretching out through the back of the thoracic spine, the back of the heart, taking a full inhale, look up, maybe look back. Exhale. 2 more times. Last round of breath. Exhale. From here, let's rise up to our plank position, pressing the palms right underneath the shoulders. The feet are about as wide as the hips, really engaging the navel and lengthening through the spine, building up some heat here. Really strengthening through that core. We'll take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 2 more rounds of breath to keep with this consistent 3 cycle of breathing in each posture. Final breath. As you exhale, press the hips back, coming into our downward facing dog. Maybe bringing the feet a little bit closer towards the top of the mat if you need to, straightening through the back of the spine. Again, pressing into all 10 fingertips, maybe spreading them out nice and wide. Pressing shoulders back. 3 rounds of breath here. Final inhale. As you exhale, slowly start to walk the feet towards the top of the mat, hanging heavy here in our forward fold. Be sure that if there is some tightness through the hamstrings, we want to keep our knees nice and bent, keep the feet apart about hips width distance, and just let the weight shift forward into the balls of the feet. Getting a nice opening here through the back of the sacrum. Again, relax the shoulders, release the tension in the forehead and in the jaw. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 2 more full cycles of breath. Last inhale here. On the next breath in, let's rise up to a halfway lift, maybe pressing into the fingertips. If you need to, you could take blocks underneath the palms or place the palms towards the back, which is towards the top of the shins here, reaching the crown of the head forward, pressing the tailbone back. Exhale, drop forward, fold, maybe a little bit deeper this time. And from here, we're gonna heel toe the feet so that they're as wide as the mat, externally rotating the toes. And we're gonna drop the hips down, bend the knees to come into our Malasana pose. Using our props always when needed, we can place the block underneath the hips for some support. Or just keep pressing the tailbone down towards the earth, bringing the palms to heart center, bringing the triceps into the inner thighs. Taking a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 2 more times here in this Malasana pose. And be sure that the heels are grounded into the mat, that the whole sole of the foot is pressing down. So depending on how long your limbs are, you might need to maybe walk the feet out a little wider or walk them in a little bit more. Final exhale here. On that next breath in, we're gonna take another heart opener, pressing this right palm down into the front of the right toes. We're gonna reach that left arm up overhead, shining the heart up towards the sky. And we can shift the weight a little bit into that right sole of the foot just to keep our balance. You can choose to stay here, or maybe you bring that left palm down and around and see if you can go for your half bind without compromising the length of the spine. Maybe you go for the full bind by interlacing the fingers, taking one more full cycle of breath here. Exhale, release the grip if you had it there, and we'll press the palms right back down into the center of the mat. You can choose to stay in your Malasana for a breath, or maybe you lift the hips, shake out the legs, bend them one knee at a time. Taking a full breath in. As you exhale, we'll come right back into it. Take the second side, pressing this left palm down in front of the left toes and reaching the right palm up, shining the heart up towards the sky. Again, going into any transition or variation that you need. And just because you did it on one side doesn't mean it'll happen on the other. That's okay. You're exactly where you need to be. Taking one more full cycle of breath in. Exhale. On that next breath in, we'll come right back to center, bringing palms to heart. And as you exhale, pressing them down into the mat, lifting the hips up. Taking a nice forward fold here with the legs, a little bit wider than hips width distance this time. Take a little bit of a twist, pressing that right palm down into the center of the mat. We're gonna stretch the left arm up overhead, and be sure to try not to let the hips shift too much from side to side. We wanna keep the hips nice and square, keep the length in the spine, and just rotate through the torso. Taking one more full inhale. Exhale, transitioning to the other side. 3 full cycles of breath. So as I'm talking and as I'm explaining the postures or going through certain adjustments, you keep breathing nice and deep here. The deeper the breath, the deeper the experience. Final exhale, bringing the palms right back to the mat. You should be at the top of the mat where I left you. And from here, heel toe the feet right back to hips width distance. We're going to step back into our upper push-up plank again and lower down to the belly in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Bringing the palms outsides of the rib cage here, pressing all 10 fingers nice and wide. As you inhale, we're gonna rise up to our cobra pose, pressing into the palms, dropping the shoulders down, lifting through the chest, pressing tops of the feet into the mat, pressing hips down, reaching through the heart, taking a full breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. One more breath here. Exhale, slowly rolling back down to the belly and bringing maybe that right ear down onto the mat, pressing the palms back behind you. You can bend the knees and just windshield wiper the feet from side to side. Just to regulate the breath, bring it back to center. Exhale, coming right back. We're going to, this time, bring the heart up, press shoulders back, and reach the palms back towards the toes. So as you inhale, pressing everything up at this time, not using the palms to lift you, but using your full spine. The crown of the head reaches a little bit taller. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Maybe you find the chance to interlace the fingers to lift the heart up 1 inch higher, taking one more full breath in. Exhale, lowering right back down to the mat, maybe taking opposite ear down onto the mat. And again, bending the knees, windshield wipering the feet from side to side. On the next breath in, let's transition the palms so that they're towards the top of the mat. We're gonna take that same type of stretch, reaching the heart up and lifting everything off of the mat, but this time also zipping up the big toes to touch and lifting and reaching everything up with the inhale. Taking a full breath in through the nose, lengthening as you exhale. Inhale, maybe reaching 1 inch higher. Exhale to stay. One more breath in. Exhale, lower everything back down to the mat. You know what to do. Windshield wiper the legs. Final round in this series of back bends on the belly. You can choose to take Llamaste, same posture as last time, or to go into a deeper variation. We're gonna bend the knees, kick the feet back towards the glutes, maybe grab the ankles or the outsides of the toes here, trying to keep the knees as close, the thighs as close together as possible. And on the next breath in, reach everything up. 3 full cycles of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more full breath in. Exhale, lowering everything back down. Let's press it into the palms and sit the hips back, pressing back into our child's pose, taking 3 full cycles of breath, slowing down the heart rate. And we can do that by extending the inhales so that we can lengthen the exhales. One more full cycle of breath. On that next breath in, slowly rolling up to the knees. We're gonna come to the middle of the mat, Bringing the knees about hips width distance. So that's 2 fists in between the knees. You can tuck the toes to start for more stability, or for my more advanced practitioners, you can just place the tops of the feet into the mat. We're gonna bring the palms to the back of the sacrum here, opening up the heart and seeing if you can get the shoulder blades to move a little bit closer and get the elbows almost as if they were touching, as close as you can. From here, as you're breathing in and out through the nose, we're gonna press the hips forward so that they're in line with the knees here. The main focus is just not to let the hips collapse back. We wanna keep pressing the hips forward no matter how far your head goes back. So with 3 rounds of breath here, see if you can look up, maybe look back. For my more advanced practitioners, see if you can grab the back of the heels or maybe the ankles without compromising the hips. Small sips of air in and out through the nose. With that final exhale, slowly start to rise up out of the pose the same way we came in. We're gonna sit back onto the heels in our hero's pose, just placing the palms on top of the thighs, resting them maybe up for some receiving energy, or down for more grounding energy. 3 rounds of breath here. Let that final exhale bring the sit bones down onto the mat. We're gonna extend the legs out forward, reaching through the palms as you exhale, dropping the belly and the chest, folding forward, maybe reaching for the toes or the ankles, maybe the shins, just lengthening through the whole spine and gazing forward over towards the top of the mat. As you exhale, slowly rolling back up, we're gonna sit the hips forward, pressing the soles of the feet down onto the mat and rolling the spine down, bringing the palms down by the hips. We'll bring the feet a little bit closer in towards the glutes, pressing them about hips width distance. You can use a block here in between the thighs so that we can keep engaging and pressing the thighs inward. We're gonna tighten through the quads and through the glutes as you breathe in, lifting the hips and lifting the belly here in this bridge pose. Let's take 3 full cycles of breath. And if it's in your practice, maybe interlacing the palms underneath the spine to lift the hips up 1 inch higher. Full inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 1 more breath here to stay. As you exhale, you can softly release the grip, rolling the hips back down to the mat. Removing the block if it was in between the thighs. Bring the knees to touch here, feet as wide as the mat, and windshield wiper the knees for that same massage here through the back of the spine. Great job, everybody. Take 1 final heart opener, extending the legs out long onto the mat. We're gonna bring the forearms, or the elbows rather, in by the sides and by the rib cage here, and just press the palms down, bringing the forearms down and shifting the weight into the forearms. You're gonna arch through the spine, bringing the crown of the head towards the mat. Seeing if you can rest the crown of the head onto the mat while lifting the heart up towards the sky, keeping the legs nice and long down onto the mat. 3 full cycles of breath here. Final inhale in our Matsyasana fish pose. As you exhale, rolling the chin back in towards the chest, we'll find our final Shavasana, bringing the arms out to the sides, letting the feet spill out, maybe tucking the chin in towards the chest, pressing and relaxing the shoulders down into the mat, closing the eyes, and settling into our final Shavasana. You can pause the video here and stay for as long as you'd like. Whenever you're ready, beginning to roll back up to your comfortable seat here. Maybe coming onto a block or a bolster or meditation pillow. And we'll bring the palms to heart center and end here with a breath and the sound of Om, completing day 1 of our physical part of the 7-day challenge. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale for the sound. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste.